So for this video, I'm going to be talking about what water changes do for different kinds of fish and why they are important. Obviously, not all goldfish require the kinds of water. Did I just say not all goldfish? Not all fish require the kinds of water changes that goldfish do, but water change benefits all different kinds of aquarium fish. And in this video, I am going to talk just a little bit about why and show off my fishes. By the way, this is my Ranchu tank, and these all came from a really great breeder. They were a surprise spawn though, so I got a deal on them, and this was their spawn week, so they were spawned sometime a year ago today, and I got them in the mail in August, a few weeks later. That's Chubba Chubba. Since I'm looking at this Ranchu tank, a good thing to talk about with water changes is growth. So especially with goldfish, not only is there high nitrates and a lot of waste in general because they eat a lot and they poop a lot, but also goldfish, if their parameters get bad, if there's a lot of nitrates building up, maybe even some nitrite getting in there, we don't even know, and we don't even, we can't even measure for all the things that are in their tank. But if their parameters are getting bad, they will produce a growth inhibiting hormone, GIH, and that will stunt them, so they won't be able to keep getting big and beautiful, which is obviously why would we be keeping these fishies if we didn't want them to get giant and beautiful and do their wonderful little things. So yeah, that's one of the reasons it's really important to be on a regular, consistent water change schedule that is right for your fish, because they need it to grow. They need it. And there are some nano species that you may be thinking of right now, thinking, well, there are these fish that only get to be an inch big, so what about them? They don't really need all these water changes to grow. And that's true. And I will get into that as I switch on to one of my other tanks. Happy birthday, baby Ranchu. Happy birthday. Happy birthday week. This is my heavily planted 20-gallon long semi-aggressive tetra tank. I only have two types of tetras in there, the black skirt tetras and the SEPA or red minor tetras. I set up this whole 20-gallon tank out of spare parts, in case you can't tell, and I basically put together this whole tank for one of these black skirt tetras and two of the SEPA tetras, because a friend of mine brought me some tetras that her kid was neglecting, and she said, oh, I'm bringing you some tetras, and I just assumed they were going to be neons or something that could just go right in my guppy tank, and they weren't. I did not want to put these guys in there. So I quarantine, but obviously they need to live in large schools. They need space to swim around. They were in a 5-gallon when they came to me. And so I set up this 20-gallon for them. And once I was certain that the 3 fish were going to be able to continue living, I got them in good, clean water and did a bunch of water changes and got this tank cycled, got them in it. I went ahead and got them some friends from a local fish store so that they would be, that I really trust, a local fish store that I would really like, so that they would be in appropriate sized schools. And also somewhere he might or might not come out, but there is a calico bristle-nosed pleco in this tank somewhere. She's probably hanging out behind that wood. Anyway, so the reason that you want to do water changes regularly, even though you can do them somewhat less and somewhat smaller on fish like these beautiful tetras here, is because that their coloring is so stinking beautiful and vibrant when they have good water. When they have good water, these fish are just gorgeous. And it's not showing up on camera how beautiful these fish really are. The black skirt tetras almost have like a rainbow sheen to them, and these red minor tetras, they after they eat, they turn so bright red. It's ridiculous. It's so pretty up against the green. And I know for a fact when I've gotten behind on water changes, they do not look like that. They do not look so beautiful, and their fins start to get frayed, and just even if they can survive a lot longer without a water change than the goldfish can because they produce less waste, they still need fresh water in there to be providing them just fresh minerals, fresh oxygen, just to take some of the waste that's in there out and put clean water back in will help them feel their healthiest and happiest and be able to present their colors the best. So if you want to have pretty fish, start with the clean water. Another reason that water changes are very important is for breeding. Whether fish are live bearers or egg bearers, they need water shifts in order to be interested in spawning. The sudden temperature change and shift in general hardness that not general hardness, in dissolved solids that happens during a water change is what inspires many fish to breed, especially live bearers like these beautiful endlers we have here. One of my care species. And you don't have to do as many water changes as you do on goldfish, of course. And they can be a smaller percentage because these guys are low bioload fish. But to get them breeding and staying colorful, they need regular changes. Oh, these endlers. My goodness. So, that is what I believe to be the top 3 reasons why we need to do regular water changes. As I mentioned several times, what a regular water change is, varies from species to species, and their bioload and whether or not they produce the growth inhibiting hormone or not. But no matter what, regular water changes are important and will make your fish stay healthy, happy, colorful, and breeding. Love your pets, and they will love you back hard. They will love you back so much.